U.S. Tactical and Sporting Arms presents Center Mass on Power Talk 96.7 and AM 1400. Here's your host, Rod Williams.
Saturday, January 20th. I am Rod Williams here with my pal, Farmer Greg Barkley. If you want to call us today, 247-2255. That's 247-CALL. Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news, Greg. This depends on your perspective, I guess. But the good news is you don't have to get up early on Saturdays anymore. Neither do I.
Well,
the bad news is that this is our last show for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's bad news. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, a little sad.
Yeah, taking a little time off of doing this. We're going to probably first thing, the other good news is we're going to continue to do broadcasting. We're going to do it on our website, cenmass.com. That's CENMASS.com. And we have a YouTube channel that people can subscribe to, which is Rod Williams Center Mass. And we may be back on Power Talk in the future. You never know.
Yep.
I had a really good time doing this show for the last, 35 shows, whatever it was.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you got me involved.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm not going to say I miss getting up early on Saturdays. What about you?
No, I definitely won't miss that.
So listen, folks, remember to check out our website, cenmass.com, or check out Rod Williams Center Mass on YouTube. And
subscribe to that YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to it.
That Glock 17.
Get a free Glock out of the deal. I'm going to miss talking about the elitists and liberals who think they're better and smarter than everyone else and their misguided philosophies. I think I'm going to miss talking to you about the snowflakes and protesters, all crying.
No.
I got the same George Soros funded bunch I see, at Trump's inauguration. Yeah. What is it with these guys with the little stovepipe pants, the little black pants? They always got a black hoodie. They got long hair up on a little bun.
Yeah,
obviously never just got out of college, never worked a day. They're professional protesters is what they are.
That's what they are.
Funded by Soros and other eeks like him.
Yep.
Community organizers causing trouble for no real reason other than the fact that they're just little kids throwing tantrums. So I'm going to miss railing on about that. I'm going to miss railing on about California's corrupt liberal government, Democrat government. It seems to have a stranglehold on our state, but we're not going to let that continue. Yeah. And that's just on here, though. We're still going to be whining about all that stuff on CenMass, on cenmass.com and on YouTube.
Yep.
So we're still going to be in action with the addition of lots of shooting videos, competition videos, how-to gunsmithing videos, product tests, gun tests, and a lot of short firearms-oriented and non-firearm-oriented political diatribes. So you'll get more of me on the computer than you ever did on broadcast radio.
Yep. And they get to see you.
And you get to see me. I don't know if that's again, there's good and there's bad. You get to see that big shiny head of mine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, next year, because I'm not going to be doing this, probably, we might be back. Who knows? We miss it. We'll come back. No one's going to stop us.
Nope.
They like us here. They've been good to us. One thing for sure, next year I'm not going to miss the SHOT Show. Miss the SHOT Show this year. I would have liked to went to the SHOT Show.
Yeah. I would have loved to do that.
SHOT Show had
we
so
got to
much
go
cool
next
stuff.
year.
I've been following on the Gun Feed. The Gun Feed's a website you can go to. It's got a lot of cool gun stuff. It's kind of like the Drudge Report for guns.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all the stuff at the SHOT Show. It's usually a bunch of the main stuff I was seeing. There's a bunch of kind of techno whiz bang, latest greatest. Again, tons and tons of this tactical style stuff, and so
that's the big thing now.
But it's an excuse to go to Vegas. But I'm not a big Vegas guy. What about
I'm
you?
not. No,
I don't gamble.
I hate Vegas, actually.
I've seen the Blue Man Show once. That's too many times.
No, I went there a couple times. I usually can't wait to get out of there. I don't know why. You know what it reminds me of?
It's the town Satan built. It's a town built by gangsters on bad behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's fun to go there, but I'm just not a guy that likes crowds anyway. I'd rather go to a shooting match or go camping or whatever. I'm not knocking that, or to each his own, whatever turns a person on. But just to go to some place that's all bright lights, they got a hotel that looks like Paris. Well, go to Paris for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
You know, they got a
Yeah, go see
hotel
the
that
real
looks
thing.
like a pirate ship. Well, go get on a boat and go somewhere. You know, on a fishing boat. I don't want to get on a ship. I want to get on one I can catch a tuna or something.
You know what they remind me of? They remind me of the old bowling alleys. Remember, because the bowling alleys had that carpet that was all different, and they had
Right.
all the lights and stuff, and the
Right.
pinball machines were bling, 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 blinging, and that was my first impression when
Yeah,
I walked in. The first one was like,
go
this
to-
looks like an old bowling
I
alley.
go to Vegas, I always feel like I'm getting fed a bill of goods, you know.
Oh yeah, they want your money.
So, any rate, you know, it's all good. I'm tickled to be able to sleep in on Saturdays, and
Be nice.
I'm really happy that, you know, I've been working on a little studio at my house where we're going to shoot a lot of stuff for SendMass.com and on YouTube, Rod Williams Center Mass, and
Looking
and
nice.
it's looking really cool in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like any project I start. You know, I start out taking this little shop I had and turn it into something I could do, and I'm like, well, you know, I ought to build some cabinets, you know, and you know, like, next thing I know, they
Yeah.
looks like the Library of Congress or something in
Yeah.
the thing. And
It'll be
It's
the
cool.
ultimate man cave. That's
yeah,
for
it is.
sure.
It's like, yeah, my wife said, "What are you doing? You're doing that so you can make videos and stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, honey, that's why I'm doing it."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm putting a TV and a drink cooler, and you know,
It's beautiful, man. Those
we're
cabinets
gonna
are
have fun
gorgeous.
hanging out in there. So, at any rate, we're gonna take a break. Thanks for listening. Power Talk 96.7 FM 1400 AM. This is Center Mass, and we'll be right back. Cenmass.com, CENMASS.com, or just go on YouTube and hit Rod Williams Center Mass. Call me now at 247-CALL. That's 247-2255. And, you know, give me a holler on your last show. It's your last chance to get on. The Trump administration officially underway inauguration over, he is our city president. What is he, the 45th president?
45th. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. So, you know, I hope he does some good things, man. I got a lot of hopes.
He will.
While I'm not on broadcast radio for things to you know, hope to see accomplished in our country. I'd like to see our California state government kind of come back our way.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one.
Yeah, and you know, I want to talk about all that and stuff, but I do have a call, and it's my buddy Obi. He calls into the show a lot, and he's my pal, and I'm gonna take his call. Obi,
Hey, Rod, can you hear me?
yes, I can, my friend. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a couple of things. One, I want to say I loved your show. We'll miss you. You know, you did a great job. And the other thing I want to say is that
Catch me on the internet, buddy.
Oh, I will. But the other thing is that the end of your show is kind of apropos timing in that you did your job on helping get Trump into office and finally inaugurated as of yesterday. So you did your job, and the timing is perfect.
Well, that's just you know what? Actually, I plan on mentioning that later. Is yeah, I kind of it is good timing that we worked really hard pro Trump, and we wanted to see the evil Hillary not succeed, and so it probably is apropos. And if I knew if anybody would see that. It would be you, Obi.
Now, if there's just some way we could get you into office, because I think you would make a perfect representative, either senator or congressman.
Well, I sure appreciate that compliment. I don't know that I'm all that smart, but I can tell you this: I'm probably more honest than most of them, and I have no axe to grind. So
you're pretty sharp.
And it would be pretty hard for someone to collude me in some way, you know, because I don't really care about it all. I'm not driven by money or anything like that. So
okay, well, good luck then.
I have none. I don't need none.
Okay.
All right, Obi. God bless. Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.
So anyway, Barkley, you know, Trump's coming in. I just hope he can do some really good things. You know, if he does any of those 100 things, you know, or you know
Does
those
half
things,
of
the
them,
first
yeah.
100 day does even 2 of them. You know,
Compared to what Obama
build a
accomplished,
wall
so.
and you know lower my taxes. I'd be kind of happy. You can keep the wall for that matter. Just lower my taxes.
Yep.
Get out of my. Make it not so hard to run a business. Barack Obama, the president that's leaving. You should have seen I love the video of all the looks on all the politicians' faces.
Wonderful?
None of them look very happy to see old outsider come in.
Yeah.
But on the final day of Barack Obama administration, he and his minions have decided to give the last middle finger to fishermen and hunters. This is off of the Resurgent, by the way. I want to, I got to give credit where it's due. In the late day regulation issues on the final day of administration, Fish and Wildlife Service is prohibiting hunters from using traditional ammunition on federal lands, and fishermen of all things are prohibited from using lead weights, none of which has ever really been scientifically proven to do any real harm.
Wow.
Because it's not like lead in a gas form or in the environment. A chunk of lead, your condor eats a chunk of lead, he poops it back out. I got news for you.
Yeah. This
lead poisoning, it's just a sham to do away with our liberty is what it is.
Yep.
They don't like guns. They don't like hunting because they're smarter than we are, because they're overeducated. Not even overeducated, just this college brainwashing machine, this universal brainwashing machine we call higher education. These liberal professors, that's who, you get some liberal politicians and then they get the liberal professors to rubber stamp it, up at UC Davis or somewhere. Well, we did a study, a skewed study that's all screwed up because of the way it's designed. But long story short, they're going to pull the old no lead like California now, so you can't hunt or fish with lead on federal lands. Folks, they're stealing your land. They're stealing your liberty. It's time to make it come to an end, especially in this state, but everywhere. So Obama, kind of kicking you right in the square in the middle of the pants between your two back pockets. I say pull out your pockets, turn around, and let him kiss that rabbit.
There you go.
That's what I say.
It's all right. We'll get Trump in there to reverse all this stuff.
Well, speaking of Trump, Barkley, I like Trump. I pulled for Trump hard, but and I think a lot of his picks, the billionaires and millionaires he's picking for all the positions in the cabinet. Well, here's the thing, man, is I don't know, maybe better off sticking with the winners, so I don't know that I wanted to pick a bunch of dumbwads to be in charge of everything, so it may be best that these rich guys get in there. They're probably rich for a reason. Their mommy and daddies gave them a bunch of money. No. They're probably smart people.
Yeah, most of them are self-made.
It's just hard for someone to be rich and smart and then not want to control other people. It's human nature. But anyway, pick for Secretary of Treasury, Steve, I think it's Munchin. Munchin. How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, that's Munchin. Yeah.
He's got the munchies.
Yeah.
Said at his Senate confirmation hearing Thursday, he would like to increase the size of the IRS. See, now that just, I don't know. You take these stories, you don't know if you get them out of context. I wasn't at the hearing. I didn't watch it. But just to have someone say, I want to increase the size of the most heinous, giant bureaucracy. I want to do away with the IRS, not increase the size of it. Munchin said that while some have questioned, including in himself, the number of employees at the IRS, he would consider increasing the size of the labor force. The IRS headcount has gone down quite dramatically, over 30% in the last number of years. I don't think there's any government agency that has gone down 30%, especially for an agency that collects revenues. Yeah, we don't need our revenues connected and redistributed, Munchausen. That's not what we want. But I know it's Munchin. I'm just going to call him Baron Munchausen off Dune. That's the guy with all the pustules kind of floating around with people pulling on his skin and stuff. But perhaps, of course, this guy's I'm looking at a picture of him. We got kind of a tidy guy with horn-rimmed glasses, but he's married to like a super beautiful actress,
Figures.
Yeah, of course. He's rich. He's like, he's like the head of
like seeing these
He was a former partner of Goldman Sachs, a huge hedge fund manager. So, he's the shiesty. I guess if it's going to be financial, you're going to have some shiesty guy in there. And I got to admit, there's something about this guy that I love Trump and I wanted to do good things. And this guy may be the best. I'm not going to pretend I know all about the guy, but head fund manager, just kind of guy with the silver spoon stuck up his tailpipe. And, I don't know. I just got my doubts about this guy. The fact he wants to increase the size of our IRS, I would like to abolish it. Where's all the promises? Let's do some flat tax thing or some simplified form of something that lets things be more simple.
Everything. The thing I like about Trump though is that he's not opposed to just calling these guys on the carpet and saying, you know what? No, I don't agree with that.
Well, he had a whole TV show based on firing people.
Exactly.
So let's hope he keeps that thing going.
I don't think he's going to let these guys just run amok and do what they want.
Stephen T. Munchausen, during 5 hours continuous questioning, he failed to disclose $95 million in real estate assets. Now, this is from the New York Times. It's not the most conservative thing.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure, let's hope let's just take it for what it is. They said he didn't disclose $95 million. Former Goldman Sachs banker also did not initially disclose that he's the director of Dune Capital International, an investment fund incorporated in the Caymans. So he does the offshore hidden tax thing. I'm sure all these rich guys that are getting all these positions do all the same stuff.
Yeah.
But when you're just some poor working slob like me, it's hard to hear about. I want them to play by all the rules. Give us some of all that money you're hiding, put it back into the economy.
Yep.
And, I'm not saying it's not okay to be rich, because I guess it is, I got to equate that with my spiritual stuff and all that. I'm not rich. I mean, rich to me would be having $1 million, not $1 billion,
Yeah.
And, or hell, rich to me would be having $50 in my wallet every day. But at any rate, so it makes you wonder, his whole cabinet and everything does kind of look like a bunch of rich guys.
For these Democrats to come out and knock these guys,
Democrats
they do the same thing.
Yeah, they do.
They're doing all
they
the same
cheat
crap.
even worse.
So they need to shut up.
So I'm not going to just immediately just start not appreciating these people because they happen to be successful, because maybe I do want smart,
Give them
successful
a chance.
people.
Yeah.
Let's not take all the losers and make them the head of everything. Let's take some guys that know how to win and have them do it.
Yep.
So it's a double-edged sword. I guess I just don't have an
Well,
opinion.
like I said, I mean, it's just like Trump. Give him a chance. Leave him alone. Give him 6 months or a year and see what happens.
I'm my usual self. I'm a perfect radio commentator. I have no concise viewpoint on anything. I just flap my gums and put it out there and let the rest of you sort it out.
Sort it out. There
Take
you go.
it for what you want, man. I'm just reporting to I'm just calling them as I see them, folks.
That's it.
So at any rate, Mr. Trump picked the White House budget director. Let's see. Why don't you pay these guys about $5,000 a year? And then see if you go get all the guys that, let's say, if you go get all the guys, let's say, that work at the car wash, and these are good, hardworking Americans, but they're not financially way ahead because they wouldn't be working there. They're in their, entry-level job, or a job that's a tough job and thankless job a lot of times. I tip good because I really know how hard it is to do that job. I did that
Especially
job.
in the summer.
I did that job when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I did it down in L.A. where I grew up, and and I'm not saying that anything. I don't want to sound like prejudice, but I was the only white guy there.
Yeah.
And, I had to work a little extra hard, kind of let them know that the old, spoiled white boy wasn't so spoiled.
Yeah.
Hold his end of it up. And eventually they were everybody working there was my buddies, and they loved me just like everyone else because I worked hard, Work ethic will go a long way.
In farming, I was out there digging ditches and doing the things.
Work ethic will go a long way to reduce
so.
prejudice in this world. Because everybody in the same boat and everybody's working hard, they realize that all that race baiting don't mean squat.
No, it don't.
So, you got more things in common than you have different. Any rate, so, they kind of beat up this Munchausen guy, and, he played down the omissions like, they were innocent errors of, products of a cumbersome bureaucracy. I mean, at least he's a good liar. I mean, I guess we get guys in, it's just, I come back to Ben. Don't grow the IRS, shrink it.
Yeah, that's
too big already.
Not a good one.
So at any rate, so that's him. And then, like I said, there's a lot of billionaires that seem to be, showing up in his cabinet. But we're gonna live with those guys.
We'll see how long they last. I guarantee you they're going to have to pull their weight and do the right thing, or Trump will get rid of them. There's several people he's kicked to the curb already.
CNN's Axelrod says Trump's speech was a full-throated populist manifesto that lit this town on fire. Friday in CNN's coverage, inauguration of 45th President of the United States, Axelrod said it was a full-throated, he's been a populist manifesto. Well, I hope it is. I'm a populist. That's exactly what I want to hear. You idiot, Axelrod. Oh, that's a full-throated populist manifesto. Well, we elected a populist because we didn't want your socialist anymore. You moron. God.
Preach it,
of course it was. That's exactly what we're expecting. I would have been disappointed with anything different.
Exactly.
Man, where do they get these guys? How come they don't get like someone smart like you, Barkley?
They just want to tear them down.
Trump's inauguration and establishment still acts like he's a party crowd. That was funny, brother. The looks on some of their faces now, they act like, oh, there's old Trump, George Bush and arrogant schmoes. This is up a Breitbart. It was funny. Barack Obama looked like he just watched the end of The Sixth Sense or whatever that is for the first time, and he saw a successor arrive. Woman, Hillary Clinton looked like she is ready to keel over. She looked like she needed some Valium or Prozac or something, bro.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton's smile came across a little phony. The baton passed from one to another. The red-hatted followers of Trump are succeeding, and they're happy about it. People think of him as a blue-collar billionaire. I think that's kind of true. I hope that's the truth. The first lady makes all her predecessors look like hags. I mean, his wife's beautiful. That guy's got something going on, man, because he ain't stupid. You got a wife that looks like that? Hey, all the power to him. I like a good-looking first lady, and now we got one. It's a contrast between her and Hillary.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Did you see the video of Hillary catching Bill looking at her?
No,
There's a video of her looking over at him and like, I'm going to kill you. And he's sitting there just chomping at the bit looking at him.
That doesn't surprise me.
It was hilarious, man.
I love the speech for too long, small groups in our nation. This is sitting there while Barack Obama's looking and he just thanks them. Politicians are so scuzzy.
I know.
But,
so funny.
And then he says, too many small group of people at our nation's, politicians have reaped the rewards of the government while the people have borne the costs. Ain't that the truth? And Washington flourished and people did not share in the wealth. Isn't that the truth? Politicians prospered, but the jobs and factories left. Isn't that the truth? So, I hope he means it, and I hope that he can help do something about it. At least support some circuit court judges and some Supreme Court judges that will push back on California's liberal elitist con men that run our government. I mean, our state's disgusting, dude.
Yeah,
they just completely ripped us all off. And like I said, when the Hispanic population of the state wakes up and realizes that they do not reflect their values, things are going to change and change fast.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm reading off of this. Rachel Maddow juxtaposed Barack Obama's inauguration, boosting people as far as the eye can see. Trump's crowd failing to extend. They tried to act like Trump. I watched all these idiots act like Trump's, putting everybody down. But I didn't see that. I thought it was pretty positive.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. 96.7 FM, 1400 AM. This is Center Mass.
Center Mass on Power Talk 96.7 and AM 1400. Once again, Rod Williams.
You're back with the powerhouse, with the 50 caliber power mouth on Power Talk Center Mass. Makes no sense at all. Doesn't need to. Our store is U.S. Tactical and Sporting Arms at 2135 Whitendale Avenue in Visalia at the corner of Whitendale and Mooney behind the 76 station. Mr. Woomer's waiting there patiently selling all the cool guns to the other guys because you ain't rushing right down there to get yours. You better get down there. Well, you can still get one. We buy, we sell, we trade, we take consignments. If you need one fixed or cleaned or maybe a scope mounted, we can do that for you. Come down and see us. Or give us a call at 734-2767. That's 734-ARMS. Please do us a favor and check out our videos on YouTube and click subscribe. No one's going to bother you. No one's going to hound you. Doesn't cost you a dime. Just go on YouTube, search Rod Williams Center Mass, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel because we're giving away a free Glock 17 and I want you to have it. As soon as we reach 1,000 subscribers, you're probably going to win that Glock.
If you're the one in the 1,000.
Yeah, if you're the one. But, I'm talking to you. You're going to win that Glock.
Where else do you have a chance to win a Glock?
Yeah, 1 in 1,000. That's good odds, man. For something that costs you nothing. Yeah. And then we'll send you an email from time to time. You can watch our cool videos, man. You'll love them, I promise.
Yep.
There's going to be some cool ones.
You'll learn something.
More than just me rambling on. We're going to be doing some shooting matches and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah,
you might even learn something.
Maybe blow up something.
So search Rod Williams Center Mass on YouTube and subscribe. Visit our website, cinmass.com. It's sort of under construction, but it's cool. It has forwards to all our, social media and stuff. And my friend Jeff, he's going to kind of keep up on the social media, and I'm going to try to keep up on it too. I'm a little busy right now, but I'm getting freed up from all this stuff so I can do more of this. And we got great plans for our websites. So you can call this show right now and say goodbye or chew me out like you've been wanting to do or whatever you.
Yeah, last chance for that.
Last chance to tell me what a wad I am. Rod the Wad at 247-2255. That's 247-CALL, as the radio commentators try to say. 247-2255. Call in. say goodbye, say hello, say what you want. It's only fitting that on the last day of the show is Donald Trump's inauguration, as Obi so aptly pointed out. Because, I really worked hard to get the Trump message out there, man. It was important to me, even in a state that's all sewed up like ours. I think it makes a difference.
It does.
And did my level best in every way I could to help defeat the evil hag and world-class corrupt political hack that she is, Hillary. They're playing nice now. I just hate that. I wish they'd just go ahead and put her in jail.
Yeah.
Put them all in jail.
They're still investigating her on some stuff, so who knows? Could happen.
Send them all. Give me a list of all the politicians, and I'll check off who should go to jail and who shouldn't.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Santa Claus list is going to be heavily weighted one way or the other. Clinton Hobie wants me to be a politician.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can lie well enough to do that.
I don't know.
I don't think an honest politician would have a chance. And then they'd find out about all the horrible stuff I've done in my life.
Yeah, they open up your past.
It exposed me for the total douchebag I am.
That's scary.
I don't know if I'd like that. Clinton Foundation funds are drying up pretty fast now that they can't do the big favors for anybody.
Yeah.
I like that all that, people that invested all that money in them are just
all
getting
gone.
Nothing.
Yeah, they got nothing.
So I make some bad investments myself from time to time. I'm sure
was a real
That's
bad
why I'm
one.
not a rich politician. Lord wants to keep me poor because I'm arrogant enough without being rich. So it's the only way to keep me humble is to keep my sorry rear end poor. And he's doing a good job of it. Now, I got everything I need. I have the most beautiful wife and some of the best friends and kids and stuff that I'm so proud of. My son, Cullen, and my daughter, Breezy. Shout out. Last show. There you go. You got it.
Yep.
Got some good friends. My buddy, Mark Damasio, I just want to shout him out because he's been supporting my show all along. Talks to me every week after the show. It tells me how he screwed it up.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He's always positive. So, let's talk about the inauguration. It sounds like I'm barfing up a bunch of Breitbart stories here because I am. I like that place.
Right.
And, I got another one I want to share. Now, you know what? Let's just go right to that. I want to talk about the Hollywood elites. The Hollywood elites are all having a hissy fit. I know it's the last show, and I'm going to talk about guns a little, but I love politics, and I'm just going to do what I want today. So, the celebrities flooded social media with their emotional, crying about Trump and his inauguration. They just can't get over themselves. I thought they were all moving out of the country.
Yeah, what happened to that?
I was willing to buy them tickets on it. I was willing to charter a plane and buy the parachutes. I'll thump them all out over Canada. Give them a kick in the pockets right on their way out the door. Bye. Here's your, we don't land this thing. We just.
Nah.
But, I don't have the list of all the Hollywood people that were going to move out of the country, but I just wish they would have.
Yeah.
They rail about hating guns, but they make every single movie's got 1 million people shooting people up, and glorifying violence, glorifying. Nothing ever glorifies God. Nothing ever. And then they cry about everything. Well, it's okay for them.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, they're all whining about the guns.
Calling a kettle black. Hollywood stars and other entertainment elite may come out and force to support Hillary, her failed run, including Chris Rock, Katy Perry, Alex Baldwin, Judd Apatow, are all tweeting stuff. So let's talk about a few of them there, Mr. Barkley.
All right.
Chris Rock, don't forget to set your clocks back 300 years tonight. He's a comedian, and that's funny. Well, let me see. I don't know about you, Chris, but since that 300 years, black people have not been enslaved. We did something about that. You don't want to give any credit to the Republicans for fighting the Civil War, you moron.
Yeah, they were the ones
bleeding and dying to free your people because the Christian Judeo ethic that this country was founded on could not tolerate slavery. Not the atheist ethic that your liberal friends are founded on, but the Christian Judeo ethic that us conservative Republicans fought the Civil War for. Sorry, Chris. It's not back 300 yards. Katy Perry sleeping in, then I'm marching. Well, march right down to the drugstore and buy a box of Kleenex and bawl your eyes out, Katie. You're a wingnut. Shut up, though. Everyone needs to register to vote for the midterms and their primaries. Yeah, well, I did. I don't know about your side, but my side voted, and a lot of us voted, and guess what? We won, and you lost, so get over it.
America finally got sick of it.
Stop for a moment. Take full account of where we are. this country is lost. It's in trouble. Well, it is, but we're going to fix it now that we've got some conservatives controlling things. And, it's not lost. You're the one that's lost with your skewed and bent and warped view on life. Okay.
Well, I like how they, after his speech yesterday, they were all like in shock. They were like, "Oh, that was so dark and so,
dark about making the country great again."
I don't get how they think this country under Obama was so great.
It's not dark.
It was more divisive.
Anything that doesn't fit their narrative.
Shootings,
more shootings. The worst race relations in years. I don't
get it, man.
So many, especially blacks, they were better off in the 50s than they are right
absolutely.
now. They weren't all strung out on drugs in the inner cities and killing each other. Yeah. 5,000 people in the last few years dead in Chicago.
When did Obama ever go there?
When did he make anything better? I'm sorry. Check out. The stock market's up. Yeah, so some rich guys are benefiting.
Since Trump came in.
That the Democrats say they don't benefit, but all the poor people are suffering.
He's trying to take credit for the jobs that came in December that came in under Trump.
Yeah, it's
I don't get it, man.
I do. I get it.
I'm sick of it.
I get it.
I'm
okay,
just sick
Judd
of it.
Apatow, not sad, a megalomaniac, a bottomless pit. He's having money. He thought having money would make him happy. Nope. Women, nope. This is last thing. Well, women, no. As far as I know, his wife's pretty hot.
Yeah.
So you're wrong on that,
Obama
Judd.
making him happy?
As far as money goes, he's got plenty. Someone in here made fun of his kid, which really irks me because I think that kid's kind of cute. And I got news for you, Hollywood elites that make fun of Barron Trump.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Barron's going to be fine, folks.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell making fun of Barron Trump. Well, Rosie, last time I checked, you're a fat tub of goo, okay?
Yeah, why didn't you move?
And your dirty teeth and your nasty, I bet she stinks. But you liberal schnook and making fun of Barron. Barron's going to be fine, honey. Listen, he got his mom's looks. He's got his dad's money. He's humble. He's a nice kid. He's a little quirky. You got drug around on a campaign trail. If anybody cared about you, Rosie, and you had to work as hard as that poor kid's probably had to do while his daddy's running for president of the United States. You know what?
I tell you what, that kid was very well behaved yesterday.
That is a nice kid.
After going through all of that, drug around all day long, he still was very respectful.
If the kid had piercings, if he had stalactites hanging out of his face all over, Rosie would love him.
Yep.
Had his hair in a bun and stalactites and little stovepipe pants on like the Soros protesters do, where Rosie would love him.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
And he was an atheist, had a little Satan thing on his forehead or something. Rosie would love him, but because he's a good, happy kid, nice kid. So get off little Barron's back. Yeah. He's a good kid.
He was very good yesterday.
Get off his back. I like him. So at any rate, I go on. I could read these all day and make fun of them, these Hollywood schnooks. I wish you would all get on my special airplane. I'll get you right up to Canada or anywhere else. Middle of the Pacific Ocean would be a good place to jump out.
I think an island somewhere.
No, where there isn't an island. Just a lot of sharks.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I guess it's time to take a break, Mr. Producer. Am I correct on that? No, I always do what I want.
Do what you want.
Okay, let's take a break. 96.7 FM, 1400 AM. This is Power Talk. I am Rod, and we'll be right back with the last segment of our last show.
U.S. Tactical and Sporting Arms presents Center Mass on Power Talk 96.7 and AM 1400. Here again is Rod Williams.
You're back. Our store is U.S. Tactical and Sporting Arms, located at 2135 West Whitendale in Visalia, Mooney and Whitendale behind the 76 station. You can call our store at 734-2767. That's 734-ARMS. Please do us a favor and check out our videos on YouTube. Search Rod Williams Center Mass on YouTube and click subscribe. No one's going to bother you if you subscribe. We'll just email you from time to time, tell you when we make some new content. Do yourself a favor and subscribe. Win that free Glock 17 that we give away when we get 1,000 subscribers. We're going to be producing a lot of cool new stuff I've told you about already on the show, so I'm not going to belabor it and tell you again. Visit our website at centermass.com. I am going to belabor that and tell you again. CENMASS.com. Check our store out on Facebook, U.S. Tactical and Sporting Arms. When you go on our website, you can also click links to our social media. You can call this show at 247-2255. That's 247-CALL. I got a few other stories I'd like to share with you. Today, Eric Holder coming to California. Like he wasn't corrupt enough in the Obama administration. Now he's going to be in the California elitist administration. That sounds cool when you tear that.
Is it? I thought that was cool. I thought that was a pretty good little thing there.
That's cool. So
that's a good thing.
Barkley just slipped me a note, says that subscribers are pouring onto the YouTube subscriber thing. Do it.
That's
Do
awesome.
it, folks. Subscribe. Subscribe. We want you on there. We want you checking us out because that's where you're going to have to get us from now on.
Yep.
We can't shove it down your throat on the radio. We may be back on here. I reserve the right to come back on Power Talk. I don't know if it's a right. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
But they've been nice to me.
Radio.
And I like being here. And we might be back. We just see what we can work out. You know, I'm going to take a little break, though. I'm ready to sleep in on Saturday.
Maybe you'll come back as a politician.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've often observed that when it comes to public policy, the Obama Justice Department had been a focus of evil and corruption. And therefore, it was concerning to me to see the man who ran the Obama agency for years, the disgraced Eric Holder, has gotten himself a new government-related gig. I'm stealing this off of Breitbart, just so you know. Those aren't my words. I did modify them, but they're not my words.
All right.
On January 4th, liberal California legislative leaders announced that they were using tax dollars, my money, to hire former corrupt Attorney General, I threw the corrupt in, I'm paraphrasing, Eric Holder and his law firm to assist them in anticipated federal challenges to several state policies such as climate change and immigration, and I would like to add gun control. Leftist control in the Democratic Party are especially concerned that a new Trump administration might actually start enforcing rule of law against California's dangerous and unlawful sanctuary policies. Evidently, Eric Holder will waste taxpayer funds defending this lawlessness.
That's insane.
What do you think of that, Mr. Barkley?
Insane. They don't want to enforce the laws.
We're going to take my tax money to hire the most
don't get
corrupt
it.
guy I couldn't stand in the federal government. It's like California is like setting itself up to be
Why have laws?
succeeding from the union and be its own little communist state.
Yeah.
I got news for you,
Good luck.
California legislators. It won't be as easy as you think because it's going to start going again you. Going again you. I'm talking like cowboy style. Going to go again you.
What do you think you're going to do without federal money? That's what I'd like to see California try to survive without federal
We'll
money.
find out they quit being able to steal your farming water
Jeez.
to give it to a schmelt.
Yeah.
A schmelt. I like the word
The
schmelt.
schmelt.
I'll have a patty schmelt.
Patty schmelt.
Imagine getting some toasted bread with some cheese on it, a bunch of little bait fish.
That's what they could do.
Anchovy schmelt.
You feed them to somebody. Feed
My
them to the
wife-
poor.
Speaking of sandwiches, my wife should open a restaurant. She can take a couple of pieces of bread and a cat turd and make a delicious sandwich out of it.
Wow.
I mean, not that she uses that ingredient,
Yeah.
but I mean, she comes up with
Pull
a new
out anything,
sandwich.
yeah.
I got the best wife ever.
Wow.
Hi, Teresa. It's the last show, baby. I just wanted to make sure that I told everybody on the listening to the radio how much I love my wife, Teresa.
Wow.
She is the best. She makes me the richest man on earth.
She's pretty nice.
She's better than pretty nice, man. She's the best
Well,
wife.
you know, she's your
the
wife,
best
so.
wife anyone ever had. She's
that's
way
good.
better than your wife that you have right now.
Yeah. Zero.
Yeah.
Well, I got a walnut
The
tree.
invisible lady.
My walnut tree.
Well, you got your dog.
I got my dog Jack. I got to
Dog.
give a shout out to
Smell
him.
a lot like
He's
that
my
dog
buddy.
when you come here in the morning. Don't
Gee,
worry
thanks.
about that.
He does sleep in my bed.
So Eric Holder, man, I don't know. I could go on and read this story in it, but it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that there's this
It's a
schnook.
sad,
It's
sad
a sad.
thing.
This guy's
California's just got to get their
Yes, the
act together.
stuff, the cases. I could go on about the cases that he's prosecuted, the ones he's filled. You know, he'll let the Black Panthers go, but then prosecute some poor schmuck for, some, hate crime that wasn't one. And,
Yeah.
it's just, he's just obviously a racist. He's just he really is. The whole Obama administration, nobody wants to say it. I'll come out and say it right on the radio. They're all racist. They hated white people. And it's the truth because they appointed people who weren't the best qualified based on race. And when you do that, I'm all for every race having a fair chance.
Diversity, yeah.
But let's base it on performance. Let's base it on reality, not some anti-reverse discrimination thing. And that's just what the administration's all about, whether anyone likes it or not. That's
when
the truth.
in the business world, they used to force us to do that. It didn't matter the qualifications. You'd have to hire a woman or someone that was a
Hire the
diversified
best
person.
qualified guy, regardless of what
you'd have people with degrees, everything else that you just had to walk
paint
away.
job God put on him.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yep.
You know, I want the best car. I don't care what paint job the car has on.
And you know
it.
what? That's what Trump's doing. He's doing the best.
He's going to
person
do
regardless.
that. He's
so.
going to do that, man. I'm telling you,
People he's bringing in are like that.
I'm the
So,
least prejudiced guy in the world. I just can't stand anyone.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Just hate everyone.
All right.
That's good.
I just got a couple little stories to touch up on. I'm kind of, Walmart cop works at Walmart. He's a security guard there, but he's a cop on his other job. So he comes in for lunch one day carrying his gun. He's in a gun, uniform, badge, a whole schmear. The Walmart boss tells him, a Pennsylvania police officer is suing Walmart because while in uniform on duty, Michael Zuby stopped in the Walmart and the manager tried to kick him out. And he says, no, I'm on duty. I have to carry my gun by law. And he's like, oh, no, you work for Walmart. You can't be in here with the gun. You idiot. Walmart hiring liberal managers or whatever, but because you got to be liberal to be that stupid. But so the guy kicked him out, and then they called the police chief and said that this guy can't come there or respond there to a call. So they're robbing us and they're shooting people in here, but we don't want Officer Zuby.
Oh my!
We don't want him in here because he's carrying a gun. Well, he's a cop, you retard.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, let's see what happens next time you get robbed and no one shows up.
couple of good ones. Minnesota Republicans introducing 2 extreme bills. They're going to have the right to carry wherever, no permits, nothing.
Nice.
And then they're going to have stand your ground. And then Wisconsin's doing the opposite, and they're going to have make it a felony to people possess guns of any kind, and it's just kind of do the opposite thing. Look, that's going to be pretty much it. That's it, folks. Thanks for listening. I'm Rod Williams with my friend farmer Greg Barkley, and don't forget to check us out on sendmass.com. It forwards to everything and our YouTube videos, and subscribe. Please come to our store, U.S. Tactical and Sporting Arms, at 2135 Whitendale in Visalia at 734-2767. Please remember, freedom is never free. Participate in the debate and vote. Get out with that family and shoot. Work hard and pray harder than you work. And I normally say, God bless you and Jesus rocks, and he still does. But I really want to just say, hey, thank you for all that you